Everybody, welcome back to the Slender Woodsman channel. I have another gun review for you today, another Turkish firearm review for you today. This is the Ermox X Pro T 12 gauge pump action shotgun here, and I've never fired this. We're going to review it today, and we're going to start off with the shooting portion. We're going to shoot it here together for the first time, and if it holds up, then I'll bring you inside and we'll get it out on the table and we'll talk about the features on this gun and my opinions on it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go shooting. All right, we're going to load up here. We're going to shoot some buckshot because with an 18.5-inch pump action shotgun, you're probably not hunting birds and stuff. You're probably shooting buckshot and slugs in a home defense situation or something like that. So we're gonna see how it holds up to buckshot. I think that's 4. Oh, it appears to only hold 4. +1. All right, we're starting off with that white target. Woo! What do you think, guys? I think he's dead. Not too bad there. Boy, let me tell you, it does kick. But that rubber recoil pad that I'll talk about later really does help out with that. So I got plenty more where that came from. Let's keep shooting. We got some slugs loaded up now. It was a little rough getting them in the tube, but we got them in the tube. Maybe it just needs a little bit more break-in. So let's shoot these slugs and loosen her up a bit. Wow. Yeah, you see we got some real big holes from where those slugs went in. Yeah, the sights that are on that gun are pretty on out of the box, at least for this short, 15-yard or so different distance we're working on. So pretty happy with that. Oh, first failure to eject. It's got some kick to it, eh?
It kicks like a mule, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your little... Yeah, that butt pad helps, right?
Yeah.
I saw your little failure there, but I don't know. It looks like you just got to really crank back on it, right, to send them going?
I think I didn't pump back far enough.
Oh, okay.
I think the draw is a little bit longer than I expected.
Okay.
But other than that, it's a bit of a rough pump. But I mean, it's a workhorse. It eats it up.
Yeah, I think she's doing good so far, but we got a few more shells to go through, so let's keep going. The time we had this issue. We're having a little trouble loading. So, here, just hold it. When we try to load a shell here, go ahead, try to do it. Sometimes right over there, you get caught on this this lever, and it like spits the round back at you. So you have to really do a good job of making sure the shell gets in the tube. So just a little something to get used to at this price point, which we'll talk about later.
Ready.
Pull. Pull.
looked like a hit.
Well, I have one more in here, so we're gonna hit that cat litter. Woo!
Hell yeah.
This path electrolyte water I missed, but I got, what, one clay pigeon?
Yes, sir.
All right, so 1 out of 5 is...
You also shot the cat in the face.
Oh, that's right. I shot the cat in the face. So 1 cat. Yeah, look, it's still pissing out. Somebody get a tourniquet. 1 cat, 1 clay pigeon, and that's that. Ready? All right. Say
pull.
Ah! Is unkillable. Ah!
There we go.
Target down. All right, I'm gonna take some shots of that target. I don't know if you could see from down from your position, but I'm just trying to do a very rough accuracy test with slugs out of this gun. So nothing crazy off a bench, but just gonna take it slow and steady and see if I can get a nice group. Oh, what's going on? Oh, we're not cycling. We've ejected around and it doesn't want to feed the next one. Oh, that's rough. I was hoping grenading it really hard would work. All right, we're gonna pause and take this thing apart and fix it. All right, so we were able to clear that malfunction. The good news is the gun comes apart really easily and goes back together really easily. So I have a feeling you'll be doing that a lot if you own one of these guns. So that's good. But anyway, we got the last 4 slugs in here. Well, we got another 4 slugs in here, and we're gonna keep doing what we were doing, testing for accuracy. I see more than 1 hole, so I wonder if that was really a slug.
It's the wad.
Oh.
We're a little too close.
Yeah, so she does shoot a little high. I'm not concerned about that because the sights have not been adjusted, and it does have adjustable sights on it, which is not necessarily a common feature for a shotgun. We'll talk about that later. But we are on paper, and these are slugs. It's not like we're shooting a rifle. And we even have some, as my cameraman mentioned, why I thought I had 2 holes. It's because the wad is hitting the paper too. So we definitely have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the wad hitting the target. So we're both, I think, getting pretty tired, but I think we're gonna shoot 1 more tube of slugs because I'm out of buckshot, and we probably will wrap it up after that because we're starting to get tired. All right, scratch what I just said. We're out of slugs. We're shooting buckshot. Yeah, we're gonna try to cook through this, but both our shoulders are pretty banged up. So we got a cat litter over there filled with water. Let's take care of that. Oh. That was 6.
Yes.
All right, so it takes 5 or 6, depending on the alignment of the stars.
Correct.
All right, cameraman's gonna shoot the last 4. Yay. Yeah, safety check, and we're clear. All right, so I'm back inside with the Ermox X Pro T here out on the table. Now I'm just going to talk about the features on this gun, why I got this gun to review for you, and share my opinions on this gun. So starting out with why I got this, why I'm even reviewing this, it is simply put the price on this gun. I could not pass up. I had to play with it and show you guys my findings. This was on sale from Palmetto State Armory for $99.99, okay? That is kind of a crazy price for anything these days. It was on clearance, and so I don't know how much longer the gun will be available, even if it is still available. But as you usually know, the price on the gun listed is not really the price you pay out the door. There's shipping and transfers, sometimes tax, depending on where you live. So for me, the price out the door was $143.99. Mentioned before, this is a Turkish shotgun. It's imported under the brand name Ermox. It is imported by a company called SAT. Let me actually get the box out here for you because it's a pretty cool box. Pardon the glare, but this is the box. It is, I guess, the importer is SAT and the brand is Ermox. I don't know. SAT Ermox, and I believe they are out of, the importer is out of Scottsdale, Arizona. If you go on the website, it'll say SAT is from Scottsdale, Arizona. But in any case, this is the X Pro. I have the manual here, and there's a few different X Pro models. There's the P, B, we have the T here. Essentially, they are all, I think, the same shotgun with different accessories. As you can see, this manual that came with the gun, it's just X Pro. So they're using one manual to cover all the models. And as you see, that is not remotely the look of the gun that I have on the table with me. It's totally different accessories, but it does come with a fairly detailed manual. It has these parts lists, this parts list, and how to assemble the gun, much of which is irrelevant since the accessories are different. For example, here it's showing how to use the mechanical safety, which in the manual is on the tang, but over here we have a cross bolt safety. So yeah, similar to if you watch the Escort review, the manual is not for the exact gun that comes in the package, but that's okay. Last thing on the manual, as you see here, you get a 3-year warranty with this gun. So rest assured that this company is going to take care of you if you have any problems with the gun. I'm being sarcastic. I highly doubt they're gonna fix this gun for you, this $100 gun for you if it breaks. But maybe I'm wrong. Anybody who's done a warranty claim with Ermox, please speak up in the comments. So let's go over the features of this Ermox going from back to front. So in the back we have this rubber butt pad. This was very handy while we were shooting because this gun is actually very light, and the recoil was hard, but for a gun this light, it wasn't that bad, and I thank that recoil pad. You have just a hollow, seemingly hollow plastic stock. Nice, decent material, no complaints about that. I did want to show you, there's no sling swivel studs, but there is this hole to turn one in, put a stud in there so you don't have to drill it out. Moving forward, we have the rubberized grip here, very comfortable. I really did like this grip. Again, helps with the recoil. We talked about the cross bolt safety. I prefer a tank safety, but it's perfectly fine. It was a little stiff when I first got it out of the box. It is loosening up as I go, shooting the gun as I break it in. Next, we have the trigger, typical plastic trigger guard. Let's get a test of the pull here. Pump's a little rough. We'll talk about that later. So it'll help to take the safety off. Yeah, I mean, it has some creep. It's a little mushy, but with a shotgun, I don't think the trigger's that important. So, yeah, it's a shotgun trigger. I don't think it's a big point of complaint, but it's not the most amazing trigger in the world. Moving forward, we have the pump release, whatever you want to call that. Pretty oversized. It's hard to miss. So that's, it's not beautiful, but it is convenient and easy to use. We will go to the top, which I think we have a very cool feature here. We have this monolithic piece of rail here that includes an adjustable peep sight. I found this peep sight pretty nice when we were outside shooting. I do seem to see a dovetail rail here, so I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this and see if this piece of Picatinny rail comes off, because some people might not want it there, but I do think it's a neat feature. I mean, you could put a red dot on there. You could just use the sights as they are. It's a neat feature, but let's see if it comes off easily. Yeah, so 5 seconds later, that's off. You see you have the dovetail there. It looks like you have a fairly big hole there. Try to focus in on that for you. A fairly big hole tapped there, and there's only one. So if you wanted to drill the dovetail for a scope, you would have to, drill more holes. So prefer just like a monolithic Picatinny rail on top instead of the dovetail with a hole drilled in it. But at this price point, I don't think you are in a position to make demands like that. So we got the rail back on again, very quick to attach. The receiver itself, I don't know what it's made out of. It's not magnetic though, so I don't know if it's an aluminum receiver. The barrel is steel, obviously, but the receiver, if it's aluminum, I think that's pretty cool. I wonder if that's why the gun is light. But in any case, moving forward, you just have this plastic pump. Again, it's a little rough. It's a little rough to actuate, but at this price point, I think that's to be expected. I like this feature at the front where you have this Picatinny rail piece, so you could attach a flashlight or front sling swivel mount, because there's really not a good way to attach a front sling swivel stud anywhere on this gun. You would really have to have a Picatinny attachment for that. But even if you don't want a sling, I think it's a great option to mount a light with a tape switch. Clearly, they had, this in mind as a home defense shotgun. Moving forward, you have this high-vis piece of red plastic rubber thing. Yeah, that was really easy to see while we were shooting. Very cool feature, actually. I like that a lot. And again, I'm going to go and take that off, see how easy it is to take off. Yeah, it comes off very easily. Oh, and then you have this piece of metal here. Something to consider if you just want a bead at the end of there with nothing else. Out of luck since you have that hunk of metal at the end. Cap here unscrews easily, but there's no hole or anything to mount a stud there. So again, something to consider if you are very concerned about attaching a sling to the shotgun. So as you saw when I was shooting, or when we were shooting, myself and my cameraman, we did have some issues with the gun. Often shells would get caught up under this lever. So again, you push in, you load the shell. If you let off before the shell is all the way in, the spring in the mag tube pops out, then your shell is stuck above the lever, and it's kind of hard to get it out. So I would say that was an issue. There was that issue that I don't understand what caused it. Shells just weren't pumping out of the mag tube, and we had to take the gun apart. That was not ideal, but we were able to take the gun apart and resolve that. And there were the failures to eject. Those I'm not too concerned about, because if you really run the pump hard and don't short stroke it, it seemed to have not occurred. So That seems to be a factor of getting used to the gun, so I don't think those were major issues. But the big issues were, the gun getting jammed up when you're trying to load it and the gun not feeding. Did that happen most of the time? No, but it did happen some of the time. And that leads me into this next point, which is, should you get this gun? Should you get this as a home defense gun? To the second point, I'm going to go ahead and just say no, you shouldn't. The issues with, not feeding and the jams, especially the issue with not feeding from the mag tube, that was really bad from a home defense standpoint. That's a life or death situation. The issue with shells getting caught under the lever and getting stuck in the chamber. If you have your shotgun loaded and you keep it loaded, shotgun loaded, and you're okay with the fact that, okay, the amount of shells I have loaded into this gun is all I have to defend myself with. If you could make peace with that, then I think it's not, a super big issue that loading the shotgun can be challenging. And I mean, loading a pump action shotgun, even a nice one, under duress in a stressful situation is extremely difficult. And that's why a lot of people say a shotgun is not even a good idea for home defense. I'm not here to get into that debate. I'm not a tactical guy. But there are people who say you shouldn't even bother with a shotgun for home defense. But putting that aside, I don't think, even if you do want a shotgun for home defense, this is a good choice due to those issues that we ran into. You really need a gun that works pretty close to flawlessly if you're going to trust your life to it. And this just was not it. Does that mean I think this gun is bad? No. I do like a lot of things about this gun. It's just not a good choice for home defense. The number one thing I will say is that it was really, really fun. I mean, I haven't had this much fun shooting a shotgun or any kind of gun actually in literally years. I was thinking about this before. It's been years. So I don't think this is a bad gun. I just think you have to be realistic and just understand this is a gun for fun. I mean, even the little jams and hiccups, that added to the fun. You're with a friend, you're just goofing around, you're trying to, shoot some stuff out in the woods or whatever with your shotgun, and there's all these jams and there's all these little hiccups. I think there's some fun in that. You learn how to take a gun apart, you learn how to clear issues. So who do I think this is a good gun for? I think this is a good gun for somebody who just wants a shotgun to have fun with. They don't need a shotgun. They just want something to whip out, maybe Memorial Day, 4th of July, go out in the woods with some buddies, shoot some trash or whatever, and then clean it up afterwards and bring it back home with you. I think that's a good gun for that. And if you just want a shotgun to mess around with, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. And also to address this gun as a hunting gun, no, not a good option. It is cylinder bore, so it doesn't take chokes. With a hunting shotgun, you really want the ability to install different kinds of chokes to constrict your pattern depending on what you're hunting. It does have an 18.5-inch barrel, which is not necessarily awful, but it's not an ideal hunting barrel. I would say that this is a better shotgun for hunting than for home defense because your life is not necessarily on the line when you're hunting, but it is for home defense. But still, I wouldn't tell you to go and buy this as a hunting shotgun. Although I guess it would do the job in a pinch. Thanks for watching. I hope this taught you something about this gun and could help you make an informed decision if you were looking at this gun. If not, I just hope you had some fun watching. Thank you to my cameraman who helped me film the shooting portion and just provided some good company. He wishes to remain anonymous, but thank you to you. If you're watching, you know who you are. And yeah, catch you on the next one, guys.